one is number 6 on your voting ballot if you are doing proportional representation. And it is Mr. Alan Ashton-Smith, who, God bless him, came as a babelfish.
Can't really see the microphone, so I'm going to start with a sort of short, nerdy one. Video games are not for me. Sci-fi is overrated. Groundbreaking technology is just too complicated. I don't give a damn about this internet of which you speak. Now is the time for me to come out as an old school geek. Live action role playing is too close to the zeitgeist. Train spotting and stamp collecting, that's my kind of nightlife. Sitting in a rocking chair, reading books in ancient Greek, they're the things that I prefer. I am an old school geek. I've written a poem about my job because I work in a science department at university, so hopefully that's just about where you want to be. I am not a scientist, I just work in science. I don't do experiments, just administration and compliance. If you put me near a lab, I'm sure to do some damage, because I don't understand the research projects I manage. Words like phosphoramidite, or oligonucleotide, or pentarithridine might as well be Greek or Spanish. But within my line of work, my ignorance collides with the duties of my job in insecure alliance. I am not a scientist, I just work in science. I can't tell the difference between atoms, electrons and ions. It's never been my strong point. In my GCSEs, I got A's in humanities, but my science grades were C's. And yet, I'm now employed in chemical engineering. Engaged in work that makes my brain behave quite vacantly, embarrassing my intellect and shamelessly revealing the failings in my knowledge and my shattered self-reliance. I am not a scientist, but I work in science. I can't understand the work of colleagues or of clients. It goes straight over my head when they engage in conversations about biopolymers or organic solvent nanofiltration. Then they start using terms like wanglinker, cleavage treatment. What does that mean? Well, there must be a logical explanation. But to my ignorant mind, it merely sounds indecent. Because I am not a scientist, I just work in science. I have here in my wallet a membership card for the campaign of Real Ale. Real sort of geeky passion, so I wrote a poem about that. Stella makes you violent. Carling tastes of piss. Foster's is quite drinkable, but I'll give that a miss. Carlsberg are inspiring. 4X just beyond the pale. I don't want your fucking lager. All I want is real ale. I don't want lots of bubbles filling up my pint with air and stealing all the taste because you simply can't compare a bland and fizzy lager with a pint that you can savour. Beer should have body, should have soul, should have flavour. Should be pulled by hand rather than poured out of taps. Should be something special, unlike all the other crap. I wish those tasteless beverages could be withdrawn from sale. I don't want your fucking lager, all I want is real ale. I don't want these pissy liquids, drinking them's a waste. If your favourite tipples lager, I'm afraid you have bad taste. Ale is a major subject in all my conversations, and all the pubs I drink in come with cask mark accreditations. If you find me sitting out the bar, you'll know what's in my glass, so you can take your Kronenberg and shove it up your ass. If there's something good on offer, I'll consume it without fail. I don't want your fucking lager, all I want is real ale. I don't want my pint ice cold, extra cool or super chilled. All I want is ale, and I want my pint glass filled. I know that lager louting is the patriotic norm, but all the same, I think I'd rather have my beer served warm. That's my last one. I want to name my firstborn Optimus Prime. I know it's unconventional, but that isn't a crime. I'll be like Frank Zappa and that guy who called his daughter Aryan Nation. It might be controversial, but it shows imagination. No doubt the child will hate me and think that I'm a fool, and blame me for the bullying he's sure to get at school. But over time, he'll grow to see that it's really quite magnificent to have the words Optimus Prime written on his birth certificate. And in the meantime, I'll assuage his forlornness by telling him tales from the world of Transformers, so that he can aspire to grow up like his namesake. Then the taunts of his peers won't leave him so shamefaced. But seriously, I don't mean this choice of name to imply that the child will actually become a robot in disguise. But perhaps the fates will intervene, and I'm sure that I'll be sorry when the poor little bugger transmutates into a lorry.